Okay, so for this one, we have two equations and we have a graph. So we need to graph the system to find their intersection point, to find their solution. So we're going to start with the top equation. And I'm going to use blue, so I'm going to put a little blue squiggly next to it. The first equation is in standard form, and so we are going to find our intercepts. So we're going to plug in 0 for x first so that we can find our y-intercept. So we have 2 times 0 plus 4y equals 8. When we have 2 times 0, that just turns to 0, so we can go ahead and cross that out. So we have a positive 4y equals 8. To solve for y, we want to divide both sides by 4, and we get y equals a positive 2. So that means our y-intercept is at a positive 2, and so we can put a point there. Next, to find our x-intercept, we want to plug in 0 for y. So we have 2x plus 4 times 0 equals 8. 4 times 0 turns to 0, so we can cross those out. We're going to be left with 2x equals 8. And then to find our x value, we're going to divide both sides by 2, and we get x equals 4. So we have a point at positive 4 on our x-axis. And then with those two little dots, we can go ahead and draw a line through them. And we can extend it throughout the whole graph. And so this is one of our lines. That's the first equation. Now we need to graph our second equation. So we're going to change colors. We're going to use purple. Our second equation is in slope-intercept form. The y value is by itself, so we have y equals mx plus b. What's different with this one is there's not a number that we can see in front of our x value. So we just have to remember there's an invisible 1 there. So that might be helpful to write in. And so we're going to begin with our b value, and our b value is a positive 5. So we're going to put a point at positive 5 on our y-axis. And then our slope is a positive 1. So we're going to rise 1 and go to the right 1. And we can do that a few times. And it just kind of goes up there. And we can connect our dots and go through the entire graph. And so looking at our system, we can see what point they have in common. That point is this intersection right there. And so our solution is that point, which is going to be -2, comma, a positive 3. That's the only point that they have in common. We just have to remember to write it on the side. We cannot just leave it as the graph. We have to write the point. And then we are done.